Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another video. Today, I thought I would make another E3 video. I feel as if I probably could have been making like one every hour. That's the amount of ridiculous information that has been put out constantly. Like every hour there's something new, which is amazing. I could be potentially putting out heaps of these videos, but I'm trying not to make just videos of things that you guys are probably already aware of. But there is some amazing things, and I'm actually really excited now for probably maybe 6 months time. I think gaming will be once again at a really fun point. I'm not going to go over why, but you guys get the idea. I'm really excited, and E3 was pretty awesome. Now, I'll stop myself there because today what I actually wanted to talk about was what, for me, arguably are the 4 biggest, or at least for me, the most anticipated FPS online games coming either this year or early next year onto new generation of consoles. And those games are Destiny, Titanfall, Battlefield 4, and obviously Call of Duty Ghosts. So, we've seen E3, we've seen all 4 of these games. A few of them less so than others, a few of them looked better than others, obviously. But all impressed. I think we can all agree that every single one of these games made a pretty good name for themselves, and I'm pretty sure none of them are gonna, overshadow the other. In saying that, I think we can make a educated guess or slash sort of opinion as to which game will maybe be the bigger game or which game will get the most sales. I suppose looking at that list, people would say Battlefield 4 and COD Ghosts, and probably just Ghosts for the simple fact that it's another COD, and there's so many like really young people out there. I'm not saying that they're ignorant or anything, but they don't really play any other games besides COD, so they'll just get the COD sort of instinctively, and I used to fall into that category as well. So let's get into Destiny. So Destiny is what, when I first saw it revealed, I sort of thought, Halo straight away. It's made by the same guys who made Halo. It's a sort of sci-fi FPS game. It's got some really cool looking sort of features that are going to make it a lot of fun. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It's not too realistic. I think it's set way into the future, so it's going to have a lot of different type of gameplay, different guns, and obviously different sort of environments and stuff like that, which is always good to see. A sort of new style in FPS games, which I suppose as of late, ever since sort of this year really, they've been very kind of afraid to get out of their comfort zone in terms of the way they look and play out and stuff like that. We've had a bunch of games from the same sort of titles that just really play out the exact same. Call of Duty is a great example of that. Obviously there's lots of gun customization apparently in Destiny. It's been in development for a while now, I think about 5 years or so, maybe probably a little bit less, but it's a great company. We all know that Bungie are amazing. All the Halo games are really good, and I guess the best thing about this for guys who are on the PS4 like myself, well, we're going to be on the PS4, it's coming to the PS4, which is great, and I just think the fact that these games are all being made for Xbox One and PS4 besides Titanfall, it's just going to make FPS games a whole lot better, and I'll definitely be getting back into FPS games. I did drift off there a little bit to the topic, but yeah, I hope you guys get the idea that Destiny for me is going to be, I think, the answer to a lot of people's Halo. I think it's going to be a good sort of substitute to Halo, even though it has heaps of other features, and even though there is actually a Halo that will be coming out later, I think next year, still I think this game is going to be awesome. So the next game is Titanfall. So, Titanfall is an Xbox One exclusive game, which is disappointing straight away, for me at least. Made by the same people who made COD 4 and Modern Warfare 2. So, those guys were working for Infinity Ward before they got fired. So, you can get the idea that, for one, these guys definitely know what they're doing. And for 2, they've had experience with very successful games like COD 4 and Modern Warfare 2. So, you just get the idea that, these guys know what they're doing and they definitely have the experience. I'm a little bit disappointed that this isn't on the PS4. I'm guessing there was some sort of contract that probably gave them a lot of money to make this a Xbox One exclusive or something along those lines. Nonetheless, I still think there's going to be a massive hit on the Xbox One because this game looks very sort of different and a lot of fun to a lot of different FPS games which are out in the market these days. It is multiplayer only, I believe, and it sort of features a kind of mech FPS sort of feeling. It's a bit weird. I haven't seen a game like it in a while. There's sort of robots and sort of mechanical sort of player modeling, which is really cool. I haven't seen it in like a game for a while now, which has actually worked. There's also jetpacks and parkour in it, so it's not just an FPS. There are a lot of other kind of aspects of it which make it a little bit arcadey, which I actually really like. It sort of gives me a Blacklight Retribution vibe just when I saw the gameplay. So this one's definitely one to keep an eye out for. Unfortunately, I won't be getting it because I can't get it because I'm on the PS4, but I don't think this will challenge the other games quite as much, simply because it is exclusive to Xbox One, and also because it doesn't have that sort of following. You know, it wasn't from a series, so you know, I still think it's going to do well, but probably not as well as some of the other games. So the next game is the big Battlefield 4, and this game, probably, arguably, to some maybe Battlefield fans, is probably going to be the best FPS of the year. For me, I'm probably going to say that it probably will be as well. I'll get into that a little bit later, but firstly, have you guys seen the graphics? I watched some E3 videos and I was pretty amazed. Every Battlefield game since I can remember has actually had some of the best graphics for FPS games besides Crysis ever. And the physics and the engine is absolutely amazing. The graphics are amazing, the lighting is amazing, but besides that, it's got the most realistic, action-packed gameplay I've ever seen, with all the amazing explosions and stuff. It's the only game that is actually like a Battlefield, like the name would suggest. So that one's obviously going to be massive, and I'm probably thinking this game's going to be Game of the Year, and FPS Game of the Year, and I will probably be getting this one over COD Ghosts. I will be getting both, but I'll probably be getting Battlefield 4 and playing that one more, or at least of what I've seen so far of Battlefield 4, because it just looks absolutely amazing. So, the last game is Call of Duty Ghosts, and by now you're probably thinking that I'm not too keen on this game, because I've said a lot of bad things about it, but don't get me wrong, I've always been a big COD fan, I've always enjoyed the games, but I've just been disappointed the last few years. And for me, I was just sad to think that a lot of people were amazed by this one, just seeing the trailer and stuff, but honestly, I wasn't buying it. For me, it just felt like another COD game. For me, COD has sort of just gone downhill ever since the release of Black Ops, and it's just gone down and down and down, and now I think it's really hitting a point where they're getting sort of, not desperate, but they're really trying to spice up the series and just make it amazing. But for me, I'm just not into that sort of thing anymore. The whole dog thing looks cool, and I'm sure it's going to have an awesomely action-packed campaign and a lot of fun in the multiplayer, but I'm just, at the moment at least, I'm just not really keen on it, and it's just not really what I see myself playing, you know, this time next year, when there's other games like Watch Dogs and GTA 5 and Elder Scrolls Online and obviously Battlefield 4 and Destiny that I could be playing. It just feels like COD has now been sort of replaced, which is sort of sad, but I think it's going to happen eventually. And although I love the COD series, I don't think COD Ghosts will be as successful. I think the game of the year for FPS will be Battlefield 4. I think it's just going to be amazing in terms of graphics. The servers have always been really good with Battlefield games. The graphics are outstanding. Just the general gameplay and the campaigns are pretty good as well. I just think this game has what it takes to be Game of the Year. Especially, definitely FPS Game of the Year, maybe Game of the Year for all games. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Obviously, these 4 games aren't the only 4 good FPS games that are coming out soon. There's heaps of other cool games that are coming out, but these are the main 4 big online games that are coming out for FPS. So let me know which games or game you guys think is going to be the best for this year for FPS. Once again, I personally think it's going to be Battlefield 4, but let me know what you guys think. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys later.